Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to today's webinar exploring Abu Dhabi Investment Opportunities for India. My name is Anushwata Mukherjee and I'm part of the Promotions and Business Advisory team at ADIO, and it is my pleasure to be your moderator for today's session. Our session today is tailored to provide you with a better understanding of the Abu Dhabi ecosystem. We have brought together a holistic lineup of speakers from major players in the ecosystem. The webinar is divided into three parts. First, an overview of ADIO, Abu Dhabi Investment Office. Second, detailed information sessions from the Abu Dhabi Free Zones, ADGM, Masdar City, Abu Dhabi Airports, and KEZAD. And lastly, presentations from Abu Dhabi investment vehicles, Mubadala and Hub 71. I would also like to mention that there is a Q&A box where you can submit all your questions and queries, and we will be getting back to you. So, without further ado, to start our session for today, please join me in welcoming the Acting Director General of Abu Dhabi Investment Office, Engineer Abdulla AbdulAziz AlShamsi, to give the welcome remarks.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I am grateful for the opportunity to welcome you here today. We have organized this webinar to introduce you to growth opportunities in Abu Dhabi, as we see continually stronger interest from Indian businesses in coming to the Emirate. Many of you already know that the relationship between Abu Dhabi and India is a key one that continues to grow in importance across all sectors. The UAE hosts about 3.5 million Indian nationals, which is 25% of India's expat community globally, the largest anywhere in the world. The Indian community is a significant contributor to the UAE's economy, and we are happy that the UAE and Abu Dhabi have provided Indians a home away from home. Economically, we see trade and investment between our two markets continuing to increase. We recently signed the India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which is expected to further advance our relationship. The CEPA is the first the UAE has signed with any country of the world, and amazingly, the discussions were completed in less than 3 months. To me, this clearly shows the mutual trust and commitment between our markets. If there is one thing I want you to take away from today, it is that Abu Dhabi is open for business and ready to welcome entrepreneurs, startups, and companies from India. We have lined up several dynamic speakers from key entities in Abu Dhabi, or what we call the Abu Dhabi Innovation Ecosystem. They are here to tell you more about partnering to grow your business. I leave it to the experts to share more about the entities they represent, but if I may, I'd like to expend the next few minutes giving you a quick overview of this ecosystem. As an Emirati, I have seen clearly how Abu Dhabi has been shifting towards a knowledge-based economy as part of our growth and diversification strategy. Yes, we have been blessed with resources in the ground, but we acknowledge the limits of oil as a finite resource. So in the last few decades, we have been actively expanding our strategy to pursue knowledge and innovation as the foundation for our growing economy. Increasingly, We are adding business enablers to the ecosystem, entities like the Abu Dhabi Investment Office, Abu Dhabi Global Markets, Hub 71, Khalifa Fund, Abu Dhabi Holding Company, ADQ, Mubadala, and ADIO. We work closely together with businesses to further Abu Dhabi's innovation agenda. We strive to create an enabling environment to support private sector ambitions. It is key that businesses understand that when they come to Abu Dhabi, they will find a fully developed ecosystem with cutting-edge technology and sources of capital to take their business goals from ambition to reality. From an enablement perspective, Abu Dhabi takes a long-term partnership approach, and ADIO is here to provide investors with end-to-end support as they enter the market. Through our various business support programs, we are proud to have partnered with almost 100 companies and helped them expand to Abu Dhabi. You might be familiar with some of them as well. Fresh to Home, Answer Holdings, and Talent 500 all came to us from India. Our promise to you is that whatever venture you are looking to pursue, you will find a welcoming environment that enables you to take your business to the next level. Our objective is to have businesses use Abu Dhabi as a springboard and a hub to reach regional and global markets. We can help you enter new markets to accelerate growth. If there's anything we can help you with, or if you'd like to discuss ways to cooperate, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for your time and enjoy the upcoming sessions.
Thank you so much for those kind words welcoming our audience. Our first speaker today will share an overview on the Abu Dhabi Investment Office and our role in helping companies and investors set up for long-term success. Please join me in welcoming Mohammed Al Hosni, Head of Direct Domestic Investments at ADIO.
Good morning, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here in this interesting event and meeting amazing business people like you. Today I'm going to take you through Abu Dhabi Investment Office. I tell you what we do and how can we work with you guys in the future. Abu Dhabi Investment Office, we promote, we attract, we facilitate. We promote Abu Dhabi as attractive business destination. We attract interesting companies like you to come do business and invest in our market. Then we also stay with you and facilitate the whole process for you from initiation all the way till you set up and expand in Abu Dhabi and beyond. We work with everybody on Abu Dhabi ecosystem, from policymaker to enabling infrastructure entity to funding institutions, education and research, always very important in the development process. And we aim, end of the day, to attract companies and also talent to our market. We help companies like you to know more about our market. We can also help you to navigate the regulations and policies. We also help companies to set up trials and demo projects before they come and validate their technology and product. We also help you to find your business partner, the right business partner that can help you to set up and thrive in our market in a win-win situation. We also assist companies to find their capital partner. So we help you guys to do capital raising in our market. We always say Abu Dhabi is the capital of capital. We also help you to, let's say, benefit from all the available incentives and supporting program. We have so many incentives that are available in our market that attract more companies to come and do business in Abu Dhabi, like custom exemptions, reduce electricity tariff, in-country value. So we will assure you guys that you will benefit from all available programs that made available to support your operation in Abu Dhabi. Strategic procurement is very important. We're trying to help foreign companies to find off-taker here in our market. In many cases, many manufacturers would like to come to Abu Dhabi. they want to move or establish their production line, but they're looking for somebody to offtake or to buy some of their production. We also help you guys to identify where is the best location to set up your business. Is it free zone or mainland? Is it light industry or heavy industry? So we help you to better analyze different locations here in Abu Dhabi. In ADIO, we also run 3 special programs. We run a program called Innovation. This innovation program, it's like we provide financial incentives for companies that would like to do innovation in 5 growth clusters: agriculture technology, fintech technology, healthcare technology, ICT, and tourism. If any one of you would like to do innovation in those 5 growth clusters, please come to our program. We willing to cover part of your expenses in Abu Dhabi. Another interesting program that we also manage in Abu Dhabi Investment Office, that the public-private partnership. So the infrastructure and public services project in Abu Dhabi, we're trying to bring more private sector into those interesting opportunities. So we act as a central procurement unit for Abu Dhabi government when it comes to infrastructure and public services. The third interesting program we also manage in Abu Dhabi Investment Office is the government land and assets. All government land and assets, we're trying to bring more investment from private sector to better utilize those government land and assets. Our head office in Abu Dhabi, but we do have 8 international offices, 2 in the United States, 3 in Europe, 1 in Tel Aviv, and 1 in China, and 1 in Seoul. So those 8 international offices, they're trying to bring more deals or more leads to our market. And we always try to make Abu Dhabi an attractive place for you to come, do business, and invest. If you want to know more about us as Abu Dhabi Investment Office or more about our market and the available opportunities in our market, please reach out to our website, investinabudhabi.gov.ae, or reach out directly to us. We will be happy, ready to work, to serve, and help everybody to come and find their opportunities in Abu Dhabi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohammed, for that wonderful overview. We will now be hearing from 4 of the 5 free zones in Abu Dhabi. Our specialized free zone network offers easy business setup and support for companies and startups, in addition to other advantages such as 100% foreign ownership, full repatriation of profits and capital, and tax exemptions. Our first speaker today is from Abu Dhabi Global Market, ADGM, an award-winning financial free zone. Please join me in welcoming Bharat Shavapa, the Director of Market Development at ADGM.
Thank you, ADIO, for organizing this session, and good morning to all of you. My name is Bharat Shivappa. I'm a Director and Head of Market Development at ADGM. So I'm happy to take you through ADGM and its role in the UAE. To start with, about ADGM, we are the international financial center of the capital city of UAE. We started our So ADGM was started in October 2015. We were positioned as the financial district and hub and a strategic link to connect between the growing economies of Asia, Africa, and the rest of the world. So we are operating within an international regulatory framework based on direct application of English common law. So we are the only third jurisdictions after Hong Kong and Singapore to directly apply English common law. So ADGM governs the entire Al Maria Island, which is designated as a financial free zone of Abu Dhabi. ADGM is ranked as one of the leading IFCs in the entire region of Middle East and Africa. We are also considered to be a hub for fintech and digital assets in the region. So with a progressive and an inclusive business ecosystem, we enable both global financial and non-financial institutes and enterprises to leverage synergies between itself and the multiple jurisdictions, and thereby positioning ourselves as one of the world's most advanced, most diverse, and progressively governed financial hubs. So we had an interesting and we had an interesting journey since our inception in 2015. So we have registered over 5,000 companies. That includes almost over 200 licensed financial institutions, over 1,300 operating entities, close to 100 global funds, and also we have built a very value-adding ecosystem of service providers. We have over 55 service providers, including the Big Four's leading law firms and corporate service providers. We are, of course, home to some of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds with over $1.2 trillion of asset under management. Also hub to leading family offices, which again contributes to significant assets under management. We have the leading names like Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, Mubadala, ADG, ADQ, Emirates Investment Authority, and to name a few. So our IFC provides a supportive ecosystem, access to ecosystems for most active capital providers, and therefore, with the presence of the strong SWFs, we are able to provide access to a quality capital to our existing SWFs, but also a large capital community of angels, seed, and growth investors. We have more than 30 venture capital firms registered out of ADGM who kind of become a source of capital for many emerging startups and scale-up companies. ADGM has been collaborating through various MOUs with various states, regions, and institutions that exceeds almost 100 MOUs, including the latest one with GIFT City in India. So we have large investors from the region, but also have some of the world's big names, whether it's Carlyle or Blackstone's, InvestCorps of the world, who are based out of ADGM. And also when it comes to new age finance, we've been one of the most progressive regulators across the world. We were one of the first to introduce the virtual asset regulations back in 2018. And as we speak, we have recently launched the version 4, or what we call as virtual assets 2.0, where we also try to cover the NFTs and other class of assets. And currently we are running a cohort on decentralized financing. Now, therefore, why ADGM for companies, looking at expanding to this region? If you look at the opportunity landscape of the region, let's say MEASA, we are talking about circa 8 trillion plus of a GDP. And therefore, Abu Dhabi, playing a gateway between East and West, given its progressive relationship, can easily become a great conduit or a platform for companies looking at this region. Now, if you look at the geographical location of the region, almost 1/3 of the world is just 4 hours away, and you will be able to cover 2/3 of the world within 8 hours of flight time. And as I mentioned earlier, since we apply direct English common law directly, it also gives a legal certainty, right? We have an independent and a first-class judicial system equipped with a world-class of judges with a tremendous experience in integrity. We have established, I think, the world's first end-to-end digital code of law, even before COVID. ADGM Courts and Arbitration Center represent a unique dispute resolution services with highest standards. And we have some of the remarkable case studies, successful case studies, which are administered out of ADGM courts. Now, ADGM also kept the whole setup and structures very flexible and easy to adopt. The reason, because our intent is to attract and provide a great platform for very innovative and disruptive businesses to come and establish and grow here. So we, as a jurisdictions, very keen to kind of work with companies in their growth and success rather than just focusing on somehow getting you to this region, right? So therefore, if you look at our financial and non-financial, activities and structures, they are very flexible for establishing funds. We have a similar structure, for instance, as Singapore has for VCs. We have a very flexible, very easy to operate VC regime, venture capital regime. We have, for startups and technology, health tech companies, we have innovation licenses that are, significantly discounted in terms of the license cost. We have for funds, again, very flexible structures, and all you can think of under English common law are available here. Right. Now, moving on to the India story. India has been a very important strategic partnership for the region. In the recent past, it's only have improved tremendously, and I think the biggest milestone in this whole journey has been the recent SEPA agreement that was signed between both the countries. Now, with a vision of almost doubling the trade between both the countries, this unlocks a large opportunity for both the economies to enhance trade, enhance business across the region. Right. So while India able to bring a lot of talent in the technology and disruptive ideas to the region. The region offers great infrastructure, access to a quality capital, and access to global market through a very progressive and supportive regulations and regimes. Right. We have seen, as an early spot, we have seen in the recent past significant leading Indian enterprises setting up their international presence or a second home in Abu Dhabi. We have, for instance, Reliance Industries have their international headquarters out of here. We have leading IT player like ITC Infotech have a presence in ADGM. We have leading banks like Kotak Mahindra, SBI Capital Markets have recently started the process here. We have a leading investor in the world, Sequoia Capital, Sequoia India has a presence in ADGM. We have many fintech companies that I can talk about, whether it's in the paytech space, whether it's in SME finance, whether it is in the, I think potentially very soon we'll have the first credit fund, again, led by an Indian startup based off ADGM. And we've been investing, as a jurisdiction into kind of creating a lot of programs, bespoke events for various, clusters based on Indian market in ADGM. For instance, earlier this year, we hosted a startup summit for a delegation led by His Excellency Piyush Goyal, and that was participated by leading, industrialists, startup founders, unicorns, and since then we've conducted various other programs. Like for instance, we hosted Middle East Investment Forum along with in partnership with Sequoia, who got almost 37 of their portfolio companies, and we brought almost 50 plus investors from the region, and we conducted a very value-adding summit over 2.5 days, and that resulted in a great success in terms of investment from the regional investors into the startups. Right. We also, in partnership with 256 Network, hosted an LPGP summit, which had over 150 investors from India participating, along with the LPs from the region and other large investors from the region, as part of Abu Dhabi Finance Week. We are also hosting the India Global Forum soon, which in later this month, and that's also been represented by senior ministers from India, senior industrialists from India, and we are also engaging the regional businesses, regional investors to come together. So we are, in short, we are conducting or we are trying to create as many platforms as possible for the industries to come and engage with each other, and that's what we believe will kind of result in enhancing and adding to the larger vision of doubling the trade and investments between the region. So we are very positive. We are very excited about the journey that we had so far, but also more excited about the journey that we are looking forward to. So you're welcome to talk to us, engage with us. We are happy to take you through the journey and help you set up and grow from ADGM, and looking forward to meeting many of you in person soon. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Bharat. The next speaker for today is Amir Al-Avadi, Acting Director for Masdar City Free Zone, a special economic zone with a focus on clean technology and renewable energy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amir Al-Avadi, and I'm the Acting Director here at Masdar City Free Zone. Today, I'd like to explain to you a little bit about what it is we do at Masdar City through a few slides. Masdar City Free Zone, the ultimate sustainable urban development for R&D and tech innovation. So here at Masdar, we have a group of clusters, R&D, tech innovation, hub of sustainable real estates that you see here in front of you. So here are a few of the buildings that's within Masdar City, all designed by Norman and Foster and partners. What you have here is the world's largest cluster of sustainable buildings with LEED Istidama, all at a Pearl 4 to 3 rating. We pioneer real-world solutions in energy, water, and waste, management, mobility, and smart technologies. And on top of that, we are home to over 1,000 companies, both local and international, which call Masdar home. Here are a few quick facts about Masdar City. So Masdar City aims to be, is the world leader in creating a distinctive and inspiring urban ecosystem where high-performing sustainable buildings are found within a small cluster. In here, you have 40,000 residents, designed for 40,000 residents to commute and 50,000 residents to live within the city. Transportation is a very big part of what we do. So we've had to date over 2 million people using our transportations, which I'll show a little bit later in the slides. 10 megawatt powers the city with a following 1 megawatt on the solar panels, solar roof panels, I would say. 90% of the construction material is recycled, used in the construction. The city itself is a Pearl 4 rated city. And whenever we deal with developers, that is the aim that we have, to have the least impact on the environment when we build portions of the city. And one of the benefits, and one of many of the benefits that we have here at the city, is that the structures that we've put in place all utilize 40% less energy and water. Now, another aspect of Masdar City is that it is a platform, in the sense that we deal with large private companies, both small, medium, and large, and with government entities as well. So people that come here, businesses that come here, can all take advantage and mingle with the different entities that we work with. Masdar is also home to delegations that come here all year round. We have world leaders that come and visit the city, as you can see here. And I like this slide particularly because here you have the full ecosystem. So here you get to see the ecosystem of Masdar City, what it's like in all of its stages: accelerator, incubator stages. You have mid-tier startup stages, along with anchor tenants, all right, and academia. So on the catalyst side, the startup companies that we have, all of them here will come and bring ideas to Masdar City. So, for example, to give you a small quick glimpse on this, BP and Masdar have joined together to make a program called the Catalyst. And within this program, we actually will push businesses to further their idea, will invest in their idea and let them grow so that they can then further that sector and then be a part of the city at the same time. We take great pride in that. Volts is another company that was part of the Masdar projects, which is dealing with energy and battery systems to power your homes. Then, of course, the larger anchor tenants that we have on board is companies such as G42. So G42 is obviously, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. They deal with the medical sector, and they've done a lot of research and development within that field, especially during the pandemic time. And we've benefited a lot from their technologies. We also have Honeywell and Siemens, which I'm sure that you've heard of. They deal with a large spectrum of industries, and they bring a lot of those technologies to Masdar City itself. Then you have obviously the academia part, which is very important to Masdar. Why? Because we want to move away from a fossil fuel economy to a knowledge-based economy. And it's very important for us to push the realms of knowledge, because that is what eventually fuels, I would say, the tech and innovation, which then can drive the economy itself. We work very closely with the AI University, for example, to try and push the stratosphere when it comes to new ideas and utilizing technologies through AI. And we're looking also to work on MOUs between us and them to try and further the sector itself. So Masdar City, sustainable development. So here's a shot from the city itself, showing you its orientation, which is around northwest orientation to take advantage of the prevailing winds. Everything has been designed in the city from inception. So as you can see here, it shows you quick glimpse. You can see here you buildings, which are there's an incubator building there, which is the golden color building. You have the multinational, or you have the multi-hall, I would say, building, which houses, you have multinational corporations, you have small and medium enterprises, all utilizing the buildings that we have here. You have, for example, the AI University, which has students that stay at the dorms here as well. So to give you a quick brief, you've got a compact urban mid-rise environment, all followed by narrow streets and buildings. And like I mentioned earlier, shifted in a certain direction to take advantage of the prevailing winds. And you have the green finger, which utilizes the open spaces throughout Masdar City. Obviously, Masdar City is 6 square kilometers of sustainable real estate, which we have been developing since 2008. So if you ever have the time or you're in town, please feel free to visit the city itself, and we could show you around. Now, this is another one of the iconic buildings that we have in place, known as the Siemens Regional Headquarters. This is a platinum LEED building, which Siemens calls home, and we're very proud of it. It utilizes water and electricity in the most efficient manner possible. And it's a showcase piece as well at Masdar City. Here we have another magnificent building called the IRENA, which stands for the International Renewable Energy Agency, okay, which is headquarters to IRENA. And we're very proud to have them here as well, because this also helps push the initiative of sustainability for the world. And then here we have another magnificent building, which was part of the Expo 2015 Milan Pavilion. Here, this was actually in Milan for that expo back in 2015, and then it was disassembled once the expo was over, brought over to the UAE and stationed here at Masdar City, which it calls home. And today we have the space agency taking up residency within it. And this is another aspect of the city that's amazing, because we are also not only pushing the realm of AI, but we're also pushing the realm of space. And we look forward to further growing that industry as well. We also have packages put in place for the space agency to help entrepreneurs within that sector. And then you have Masdar City's public realm. We believe very strongly that people, when they come to Masdar City is a place where people can live, learn, work, and play. So we have families that live here and who utilize our facilities, as you can see here. So as I mentioned earlier, we have 6 square kilometers of real estate. Within that, we have several features that we've put in place. We'll have a feature called a Mamsha, which is 6 square kilometers of walking and riding trail, further to be extended by 6 kilometers along the city itself. Then we have, of course, basketball courts, paddle, and tennis. We have a world regulation FIFA football pitch put in place. So please feel free to come on down and experience Masdar City. Another area which is very important to us, the area of transportation and mobility. Very important, because we believe that access points, getting from one destination to another, is important. Today, you have a large amount of vehicles on the roads, not only in the UAE, but around the world, which are all fossil fuel driven. So we are looking to tip the scales, change that by working with companies that provide new technologies in these areas. I'm sure that you're familiar with some of the pictures you see here, such as the Tesla mobile. You see a bus there, but that's a special bus. We call it the Eco Bus, which is fully electric. And then you have the smaller version of that, which is also fully electric. And then you have the show pieces, which is the PRT, which was one of the first initiatives that we put in place in the city, which is a personal rapid transport vehicle, and it's fully autonomous. And that vehicle was one of the showpieces when we initially started the city. So it goes back and forth between the parking spaces along to the place of work. So it will take you from your car where you parked to the office without anyone driving it. It's fully computerized and very futuristic, you can say. We have also the Navia, which is right next to that, which is the blue vehicle on the left side. That itself is also an autonomous vehicle. I wouldn't say fully, has a person sitting in it. However, that person doesn't drive the vehicle, just collects data on the machine itself to see its progress. So these areas are really important to us. So if there's any companies that are interested in mobility, I would say in the AI and the sustainability mobility, Masdar is your home. Okay, and then of course, on top of all that, Masdar is not just a place of sustainable ideas and sustainable products, but Masdar is also a free zone. Now, what does that mean? A free zone is a place that will enable you to further your business and to help grow your business and to further push that industry, to here and beyond. So we set you up with licenses, visas. We have over 450 activities to choose from, all within that sector. And when I said visas, we also do things such as golden visas, right? So we look for you to call the UAE home. And we are currently growing. We're at just over 1,100 companies who are taking advantage of the benefits that we provide here at Masdar City. So the catalyst, which I had mentioned to you earlier, here is some of the students putting together their projects and testing them in the city. So we have about 10 to 12 startups who we've funded, and they actually are in the city itself, and we help them. We let them utilize the Masdar platform itself to take advantage, get them involved with delegations, they can get them involved with events all year round to help grow their business. And this has been a tremendous help to them, which they're very, very happy with, and so are we as well. Masdar is also a test bed, acts as a test bed for new technologies out there. We're the largest R&D cluster for the region. Here is a quick snapshot of the events, one of the events I would say that we do all year round, and this one is specifically developed by us. As you can see, the Abu Dhabi Future Sustainability Week, ADSW, is a very big event that takes place every year in January with over 30,000 attendees. World leaders come to visit. We have students that participate in these challenges that we provide, such as the Zaid Future Energy Prize, in which we give out prize money to ideas that are sustainable and that help push the concept of sustainability. We always believe that ideas that grow here can flourish throughout the world tomorrow. So you can see that 175 countries, 3,000 students, we have over 300 high-level speakers that take place in these events. And you have also deals which come out of these events. I mean, in the end, we believe in sustainability, but we also believe that the sustainable concept has to be sustainable in the sense that it can finance itself as well, right? In the end, you want to try and make a living from this. So that's very important to us. It's not just an idea. So you can see that $15 billion worth of deals happen throughout these events as well. And here is a slide which gives you a few snapshots on exactly what it is we're doing, areas that we're involved with. You can see solar, photovoltaic testing, CSP projects, battery storage projects. You have also the eco-villa projects that we have. We also want you to live in a place that is sustainable and isn't expensive. We always believe that if you can design a home from inception and you put all the attributes in place, you can always benefit in the future, long run. So we have eco villas, and these villas are actually on display as well. So when you come and visit Masdar, you can actually go and see what an eco villa, a environmentally friendly villa looks like. And then we have the PRT, touching on the areas of transportation, same as the Navia and the eco bus. And then we have the Seas biofuel, and this basically was a project that took place, which we worked closely with ADIO on. So we formed remember I was mentioning to you earlier that Masdar is also a test bed for companies and their concepts. So we had done a quick test on algae farm that we had done. And from that algae farm, we had raised fuel, which was biofuel, and which was actually used in the airplanes of ADIO. So it was a test concept, of course, to see if it works, which it does. So yeah, we definitely believe that ideas and putting them to use is a very big part of growing any economy, obviously. So R&D is a big thing that we do here in Masdar City. Areas as well that we are interested in are healthcare, pharma, energy, telecom, IT, transportation and logistics, and of course, climate change. And here are a few success stories that we have for you to see. The G42 Healthcare, which I mentioned earlier, has set up one of the world's largest testing and diagnostic laboratories to help fight the COVID pandemic during that time, and conducting the world's first pan-Arab clinical trials for an indicated COVID-19 vaccine, and of course, other initiatives as well. The Azilio project, which is a solar project for storage, the ceramic material. This is pretty interesting because this is one of the companies that started with us that we funded, who takes material, industrial waste, and uses them, develops products so that it can be used in everyday homes or business, such as tiles, walls, so on and so forth. So that's a nice sustainable story that we have over there. We have De La Art, which is an outdoor living laboratory. And we have the Volts, which we mentioned earlier, battery storage, which is a smart house battery management system. And this is very important because this is something that a lot of us will be probably using in the future. And then we have Safe City, which leverages AI technologies to provide world-class solutions for cities. We're using them here in the city as we speak. And then we have Masdar Solar Hub, which is a globally recognized center for excellence in photovoltaics and solar thermal energy technologies. And finally, we have the Electric Storage Solution Hub, which is a state-of-the-art testing and R&D hub for electric energy storage technologies. So Masdar City, once again, an economic R&D innovation and development hub, and a sustainable catalyst. And with that, I'd like to thank you for taking time to hear the presentation on Masdar City Free Zone. Thank you.
Thank you for that insightful presentation, Amir. We now have Khalid Al-Marzouki, Director of Commercial and Industrial Zone at KEZAD, to provide us with an overview on Abu Dhabi's integrated trade, logistics, and industrial hub.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure today to present to you about KEZAD and what KEZAD offering to the business community. So before I start, just want to highlight about our mother company, our group company. Abu Dhabi Ports currently consists of 5 clusters. We have ports, we are operating ports in the country, and also we are operating ports outside the country, for example, in Jordan, Iraq, Egypt. Economic zone cities, this will be my main slides today. And maritime service, we have our own academy, and the same thing, we have our own shipping lines that connect with different ports within the world. We have the digital cluster, which is actually connect all the services of all the clusters and also integrate with the government agency within the city of Abu Dhabi to provide one solution and one service, a one-stop shop for the customer. And the last clusters we have is the logistic clusters. Again, we are operating logistic hubs, logistic parts within the Abu Dhabi, within the UAE, and also outside of UAE. Economic cities and free zones. So today we're operating 12 economic zones, all in the city of Abu Dhabi. In total, the size is 550, making us 550 square kilometer, making us the largest zone cluster. And we have currently today around over 1,750 companies, 70,000 employees working in those companies. And we have accommodation capacity for over 450,000 beds. So here is this slide show you the 12 locations that we have within the city of Abu Dhabi in terms of economic zones. Now, every destinations have its own features, has its own focus and advantage. For example, Area A, Area 2 is actually where KEZAD name came from. And it is here, I can say this is the largest location we have, over 400 square kilometer. As you see, it is adjacent to the port. So it meant actually to serve the companies that looking as UAE, looking to UAE, looking Abu Dhabi as regional destinations, as their regional distributions and industrial hub. So many of the companies that we have today are in the industrial activities or in the logistic and trading activities, serving both the UAE market, the regional market, including GCC, and also the global market, and they're connecting all their businesses west and east and vice versa. We also have other locations which is close to the city, which is close, I would say, to the projects, close to the oil gas project, close to the construction project. We have also an ADIO, which is actually the agri-tech industrial cities, specialized because of the soil, because of the environment there. It's more specialized in the agriculture industry. Now, we are fortunate being in UAE that we are very well connected. And the customer that we do have today, they have very much efficiency routes in terms of connecting their goods to the regions and also connecting their people to the regions and the world. We have 5 international airports just within 90 to 100, almost 2 hours from KEZAD. We are connecting to 5 international airports. This will connect by itself to almost half of the world. And in terms of the port, we are very close to 8 international airports. And as I mentioned, we operate by ourselves in the city of Abu Dhabi, only 10 seaports. And also we are operating 1 port in Al Fujairah city. Khalifa Ports is actually where I was highlighting in the slides, which is number 1 and number 2. It's actually our flagship, our largest port. Today, the port is jointly operate with COSCO, MSC, CMA, CGMA. So the port today can accommodate all type of cargo when it comes, for example, chemicals, when it comes to the RoRo, cars, automobile products, when it comes to cargo, silos products. So we are able to accommodate all type of cargo, whether it's general cargo or containers. Actually, in a few years, we are going to reach a capacity of 9 million TEU. Now, our main objective is actually to connect, as I said, to connect the business communities. So we enhance our relations. We build more relations with the stakeholders, with the government agency, with the public sectors surrounded by us, in the GCC, and the Africa, and the CIS country, India, subcontinent. So we have to make sure that that we deliver our promise, that the customer today with us have an easy access to those customers, have an easy in terms of regulations, in terms of the custom duties, in terms of the trade agreements that we have between the countries within those regions. Now, KEZAD is an economic zones that have both free zone and mainland. So today we're offering offices, warehouses, factories, ready factories. We have land. And we have all those products spread among the free zone and also the mainland. The customer has the choice to select, for example, I need a warehouse in the free zone, or I need a warehouse in the mainland. Depends on the structure of the company, depends what they are looking for. Are they looking mainly to import and export, or they're looking mainly for the local market, including GCC or the Arab League? So it's different structure, different functions, and both solution available for the customer to select. In the mainland, if you do manufacturing within the mainland, you will be eligible, as you see my next slide, for all the trade agreements that you have with the different countries, different regions, including the agreements with the Gulf Corporations Council, the agreements with the Arab League, the Arab countries, also the SEBA agreement that UAE today, from this year, actually has initiated. The first agreement was with the India, and I believe it's the biggest, given the size of the India. Also, we have the agreement with Israel. We have also agreement with Indonesia, and more coming. Now, this is one of the solution, one of the product that we provide. We have a variety, different types of, I would say, build-up area. We have those warehouses that can be used as a typical standard warehouse. We have warehouse that considered to be using as a light, or I can say also medium manufacturing purpose. We have warehouses that can be used as a showroom, access to the highway. We have cold storage. So all those types of warehouses are available and ready, and it's the plug-in concept that the companies can move in whenever they want. Also, we have to produce this year with the corporations, with different business councils, with different country business council, I would say trade entities, whether they are private or government, to create incubation hub or scale up business in order to provide specific solutions, customized solutions for specific countries, understanding their culture, understanding, speaking their language. And the main objective is to find the right tune and find the right route that we can connect them to the local market. Now, as a KEZAD, we almost can accommodate most of the sectors in the world, but of course, we do have our own focus. We have our own strength. Today, our strength is coming from those sectors which is highlighted here. So, for example, when you speak about metals, we have many metals company that will establish here. Also, we introduce Metal Park. We announced about Metal Park, which will consist of over 200 metal companies that getting together in one location, one hub, and using and benefits actually from the sharing the resources within one location, which should reduce their cost, and also getting the attentions from the market that they can get the full solutions just by visiting one location. The same thing we did with automotive. We announced about creating automotive park. We have different locations. We have one which is called Al-Rahai, which is in the city, catering for the local market. We have in KEZAD Automotive Park, catering for the international market. Plastic, we have the Polymers Park within KEZAD, over 20 polymers companies, and we have the food agtech. We are very strong in this industry. We have a lot of companies established from Brazil, Turkey, all over the world. Plus, in addition to that, we have established the food hub and the food park. We have announced it recently, and I believe that within beginning or mid of 2024, the park will be complete. It is an agreement between Abu Dhabi Ports, Ghassan Aboud, and Rungis. Rungis is the operator of the food park in Paris, which is the largest in Europe. So we will be replicating the same here, creating the largest food park for the region. Typical industrial metal, like building material, life science, oil, gas. So we have all specific value propositions for each of those sectors. Some of them we created the park, some of them we are creating the solution, some of them we are linking, we are creating the business community, bringing the raw material supplier, bringing the end customer to create the right ecosystem, which will allow all the international companies to come here and benefit from being within that ecosystem. Now, what we promise in KEZAD to any investors, we promise speed, cost, not only speed of establishing the company or cost of creating the company. No, it's all the way from where he is bringing the customer using the 5 clusters that I spoke in my first slide, using all the service of Abu Dhabi Ports to decrease all the whole supply chain cost from importing, manufacturing, distributions, and also in terms of scales. This is something that we promise our customer. We'll work with them from day one to make sure that they are growing. We understand that as they grow, we also grow. Also putting them in very strong business community and also residential cities. We are fortunate again that we are very close to the 2 major consumer market in the UAE. We are 30 minutes to the city of Abu Dhabi. Also, we are 30 minutes to the city of Dubai. Predictability is thanks for all the initiatives, all the programs that announced by the government of Abu Dhabi. This is making easy actually for the customer today, for any investor to have their case study built with the predictions of how much there will be electricity costs, how much their land costs, so they will have all long terms of contracts, and this will help them to make the right visibility study for their potential projects. So thank you very much, and I would like also to thank you again, ADIO, for providing us this opportunity to deliver our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khalid, for sharing that overview on KEZAD. And now, let us have a look into the Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone. Please join me in welcoming Snimit Vasant, Manager of Sales and Customer Service at the Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Snimit Vasant. I am the Sales and Customer Service Manager for Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone. And we will take a short tour of Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone at the moment via a presentation, a very, very short presentation that I'm going to make at the moment. So let's start with that. Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone. Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone is part of Abu Dhabi Airports Company. It's a subsidiary of Abu Dhabi Airports Company. And we've been operating the free zone for the past 10 years. So this being our 10th year, we started operating in 2012, and in less than 10 years, we have had number of companies attracted to the free zone. We have about companies from 55 countries and about 400 plus companies in the free zone at the moment. We basically develop airport cities, or rather aerotropolis. So under our portfolio, we have 3 airports, which is Abu Dhabi International Airport, Al Ain International Airport, and Al Bateen Executive Jets Airport. All 3 cater to different needs of the customers. So altogether, we have about 88 square kilometer of land bank, as we call it, and we cater to small and medium industries, SMEs, as we call them, medium businesses, large multinationals, or even manufacturing companies as well, starting from maybe a light manufacturing to a medium-sized manufacturing is all acceptable within the free zone. So we offer offices, warehouses, we have business center wherein we can start off the businesses, and we also have land bank, wherein if you don't fit into any of them, you could always lease a land and start your own construction on the land. So just to give you a geographical idea of where and what we are all about. The 3 airports, as you can see, are marked on the map of UAE. As you can see, Abu Dhabi being the largest emirate of the 7 emirates in the UAE. And we have 3 airports within the Abu Dhabi emirate. And all 3 are considered free zones. Just giving a portfolio of what we do. Basically, Abu Dhabi International Airport is having a landmass of about 31 square kilometers. Al Ain with 54 square kilometers, and Al Bateen being the smallest with just 2 square kilometers of land. However, it is the only private jet airport in the whole Middle East. So it's a dedicated private jet airport. Al Ain International Airport at the same time is the largest in terms of the landmass and has a lot of potential in terms of developments. And Abu Dhabi International Airport is the international airport of Abu Dhabi. So you have large landmass. At the same time, you have large businesses which want to be attracted to the airport. What we offer, the facilities, as I explained to you in the previous slide, we offer commercial offices, warehouses, lands, business centers, something we call as flexi desk, which is for startups, can start with a small flexi desk, grow into a larger desk, offices, or even warehouses and land as they grow forward. The services that we provide, we start from registering a company, licensing a company, providing visa support, leasing, etc., all under the same Abu Dhabi Airports Free Zone, which is considered as one-stop shop services within the free zone. These are some of the highlights of what we offer. This is the business center, the logistics park where we have the warehouses. We have large companies within the warehouses like the DHLs, the logistics companies. We have other entities which are into distribution or manufacturing. Business park is basically a step up from a business center. You get into a business park wherein you have larger offices starting from 50 square meters up to a floor level of 1,500 square meters. The target sectors that we basically consider, as we are an airport-based free zone, we have aviation to our core as our main business. But along with aviation, we also support all other types of businesses. For example, being logistics, being light manufacturing, IT, consulting, trading, distribution, F&B, any type of business that you can consider would be accommodated within the free zone, as we are basically only a location which is an airport, and that's the advantage that you would have in Abu Dhabi Airport Free Zone. So we welcome all types of business categories across the globe. Partners and stakeholders. When we talk about partners and stakeholders, we talk about helping our customers. So our customers do need support, and we understand that. And for that, we have partnered with most of the government entities. You can look at the numbers over here, and also you would see ADIO as a prime support for the businesses, for the business. We have Customs, which is the Department of Finance, which supports our businesses. ICA, which supports our immigration, visa services, etc. General GCAA, that is the General Civil Aviation Authority, which supports the aviation businesses, and so on and so forth. So you can see the gamut of businesses that are supported by the stakeholders, which are basically part of Abu Dhabi itself. Here, why ADAVs? That's a question that needs to be answered. Abu Dhabi, and this is Abu Dhabi. So when it comes to why ADAVs, we talk about Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi being the capital of UAE, it's a hub for businesses and all types of transactions that happen within the UAE. So accessibility, we talk about an airport, infrastructure, 3 airports, and accessibility. It's closer to Dubai. It's closer to any other emirate. It's just 1 hour drive from here to Dubai, because we are sitting at the entrance of Abu Dhabi, which is Abu Dhabi Airport. Growth potential, we have an economic vision, which is Abu Dhabi 2030 vision, wherein diversification from oil-based industries into other industries are a must for Abu Dhabi economy. So there's a large growth potential because the government is helping businesses to be set up and transforming businesses. So ADIO is supporting the businesses within Abu Dhabi. Ease of business setup and environment. And so we have set up a one-stop shop, as explained previously, which supports registration, licensing, visa services, leases across the portfolio of the free zone. So ease of business setup means you have a one-stop shop. And one-stop shop is not just a physical location, it is a one-stop shop that's on a digital platform. So you can request for all your services sitting in your offices, wherever you are across the globe, and ADAVs will provide you those services whichever are possible on the online side of the business. We also have the other benefits like any other free zone that offers benefits. For example, you have 100% ownership of your businesses, you have tax exemptions, you have custom duty exemptions within the free zone, and also you can get dual licenses in Abu Dhabi. Based, if you're a free zone company, you can apply for a dual license, which helps you do business in the free zone and outside the free zone with a single license. So some of the business incentives that we talked about would be, favorable rents, capital funding options, rent-free periods, build-to-suit options, joint venture, capex, extended lease, discounted aircraft parkings, which is for the aviation businesses, of course, and long-term musataha agreements. When we say musataha is nothing but a land lease, which you can sign up for a long-term leases up to 49 or 99 years according to your business needs. So these are basically the benefits of Abu Dhabi Airport Free Zone in a short nutshell. And talking about costs, I would say you can set up your business from about 10,500 dirhams and going upwards depending upon what your requirements are on your facilities, etc. So this is Abu Dhabi Airport Free Zone. So thank you for your patience and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
We now move on to the last part of our webinar today, with presentations from two of Abu Dhabi's most prominent investment vehicles, Mubadala and Hub 71. Our next speaker is Ignacio Javier Fernandez Reina, Senior Associate at Mubadala, one of Abu Dhabi's sovereign investors.
Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. My name is Ignacio Fernandez and I work as a senior associate with Mubadala Investment Company in the UAE investments platform. And I'm very pleased to be here and be able to tell you a little bit about the Mubadala story. The only way to begin our Mubadala story is by providing you with a quote of the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the founding father of the United Arab Emirates and also its first president, who in his vision was able to very early on identify that with resource abundance come great opportunities, but at the same time also some potential pitfalls. And he was able to determine that a priority for the economic development of the country was to promote the economic diversification so that the country would not depend solely on the economic rent provided by the oil and gas resources. And that is really the driving force that inspired the creation of the Mubadala Investment Company that we know today. Mubadala Investment Company is a sovereign wealth investor who's accountable to generate sustainable financial returns to its only shareholder, the government of Abu Dhabi. The Mubadala Investment Company that we know today comes as a result of a merger between the International Petroleum Investment Council and the International Petroleum Investment Company, and the Mubadala Development Company back in 2017. Later on in 2018, the group was further enhanced with the addition of the Abu Dhabi Investment Council, doubling the size of the portfolio. During the 2020-2021 period, Mubadala underwent a corporate restructuring, which resulted in a company which is now structured around 4 distinguished platforms that relate more to asset classes rather than geographies and sectors. This has allowed us to deploy our group of professionals in the asset classes and investment areas that they know best. So asset management and M&A activities. The board of Mubadala is a testament to the highest strategic importance of the company with the wider UAE and Abu Dhabi ecosystem. The chairman of the board is His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the president of the United Arab Emirates and also the ruler of Abu Dhabi. The Vice Chairman is His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Deputy Prime Minister, and also the Minister of the Presidential Court. And the Managing Director and Group CEO is Khaldoon Khalifa Al Mubarak, His Excellency, who is also a member of the board and a member of the Abu Dhabi Supreme Economic Council. The rest of the board members of Mubadala all hold very prominent positions within the Abu Dhabi ecosystem, both at the private and public sector, further cementing the role of Mubadala as a catalyst to the UAE economic development. Even though Mubadala is an international investor, we still remain deeply committed to enhancing and supporting different government-led initiatives in the UAE, such as Economic Vision 2030 for Abu Dhabi, or the Net Zero by 2050 pledge that the UAE just recently undertook. From our first investment in Dolphin Pipeline all the way to today, Mubadala has achieved significant milestones in the delivery of sustainable financial returns and the diversification of the UAE economy by creating job opportunities, by transferring technology, and by introducing technology and capabilities in different sectors within the UAE economic development. I mentioned earlier Dolphin Energy, which still today is delivering around 2 billion standard cubic feet per day to the UAE and further on to Oman. This generates synergies with industries that perhaps are dependent on energy supply, such as, for example, the aluminum industry. So Mubadala also pioneered the aluminum industry in the UAE by the establishment in cooperation with the Investment Corporation of Dubai, Emirates Global Aluminum, which is now one of the largest aluminum producers in the world, and also one of the largest premium aluminum producers in the world. We also have Hub 71. As we look into the future, we expect to be a dynamic community of startups and entrepreneurs and investors that will push and nurture the tech leaders of tomorrow. And we are deeply committed to the technology sector as a company. We've got many examples of different entities that we've deployed in the UAE and that we consider our UAE national champions that are, as I said earlier, cementing our role in the economic diversification of the country. 20 years ago, Mubadala started deploying capital responsibly and wisely to accelerate the economic diversification of the UAE. As we look into the future, we will continue to operate with the highest alignment with our government's leadership, and also with this great conviction in sectors that we consider have great tailwinds, such as life sciences, health, education, clean energy, just to name a few. And that makes us a sovereign investor, but we operate with an entrepreneurial mindset, which is really a unique combination that is a differentiator for Mubadala. Currently, we consider transparency and accountability as one of our key pillars. And we've scored 10 out of 10 in the Lindbergh Madrigal Transparency Index continuously, which is further cementing our conviction and our respect and our transparency code. And this is not something trivial, because really we are now managing over 1 trillion dirhams of assets under management, which is equivalent to around $284 billion, which makes us one of the largest sovereign wealth investors in the world. Moreover, our credit ratings all support or define our great capability of delivering and paying our financial obligations on time, both in the short term and in the long term. Our credit ratings are aligned with those of the government of Abu Dhabi and are a result of two very important factors. One is the deep commitment and the deep alignment that we have with our shareholder, the government of Abu Dhabi, and the other is our sustained, strong financial results, which is underpinned by our financial performance of last year. So 2021 was a historical year in terms of our total comprehensive income attributable to our shareholder. We achieved $122 billion dirhams, which is $33 billion of TCI in 2021, which is a significant increase with respect to 2020, and it doubles the growth from 2019 to 2020. And this represents our 6th consecutive year in which we are growing our total comprehensive income. Our portfolio is well balanced across different asset classes, with 1/3 in direct and indirect investments in private equity, another third in public markets, about a quarter in alternative investments, and then the rest is split between real estate and credit. Some of the key investments that we've done during the past year include City Fibre in the UK and PCI Pharma in the life sciences sector, which are some of the sectors in which we are deeply committed to. But we need to remember that we have to invest and we have to operate responsibly. Our responsible investment unit was established a few years ago, and it has produced a responsible investment policy, which is deeply connected with our commitment to transparency and ethics and with our code of conduct, and also sees us aligned with global challenges such as ending poverty and environmental climate change concerns. We are guided by our 4 core principles: accountability, inspiration, integrity, and partnership. And our impact and the way that we've invested has impacted many communities across the world in sectors such as clean energy, healthcare, education, access to sustainable food production, or infrastructure. A good example of the impact of our investments is in our renewable energy and sustainable urban development champion, Masdar, one of our UAE national champions. It is now operating over 30 gigawatts of power, renewable power, in different countries across the world. It's a pioneer in renewable energy, and just recently its mandate got enhanced to become Abu Dhabi's global green hydrogen champion. And Mubadala, which was the founder and the sole shareholder of Masdar, is now participating within Masdar with 2 additional new shareholders in the likes of ADNOC, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, and TAQA, further cementing the strategic importance of Mubadala, of Masdar, in the renewable energy future of not only the UAE, but the region and at a global scale as well. Mubadala is also a member of different organizations internationally, which are focused on increasing transparency and understanding of sovereign wealth fund activities, like the International Forum of Sovereign Wealth Funds, and also in terms of fighting global climate change, such as the One Planet Summit of Sovereign Wealth Funds, which recently got installed as a permanent entity in this year's summit. But that level of international governance is also deeply rooted within our internal structure and governance framework. We have the investment committee, the highest body in Mubadala, which is responsible for developing, monitoring, and executing the investment strategy, and also is accountable for the financial performance of the company to the executive board. The investment committee is chaired by our managing director and group CEO, His Excellency Khaldun Khalifa Al Mubarak. The investment and business planning committee, which is chaired by our Deputy CEO, Walid Al-Mukharrab Al-Muhaidi, is responsible for aligning and reviewing the different business plans that are submitted by the 4 distinct platforms before they get submitted to the investment committee for final endorsement. And finally, the management committee, which is chaired by our Deputy CEO, Hamid Al-Shimari, is responsible for reviewing all corporate matters such as human resources, legal, compliance, ethics, and so on. These people that are chairing these very important governance bodies are the longest serving employees of Mubadala, and they are very senior, and it is a reflection of the great importance that we give to this critical matter within the internal constitution of the company. I mentioned earlier that Abu Dhabi Investment Council was added to the Mubadala Group into 2018. So ADIC still operates as a standalone entity, reporting directly to the Managing Director and Group CEO, His Excellency Khaldun Khalifa Al-Mubarak. ADIC is led by its CEO, Mohammed Al-Dahiri, and it is mandated to invest some of the surplus of the Abu Dhabi government financial resources in areas such as private and public equity, infrastructure, real estate, natural resources, and credit. It manages a globally diversified portfolio, and it employs around over 300 different investment professionals. The rest of Mubadala is organized around 4 distinct platforms. In no particular order, I will begin with the UAE investments platform as Mubadala's domestic investment vehicle. The UAE investments platform is where we manage our portfolio of UAE economic champions, like the ones mentioned earlier. This platform is led by CEO Musabbeh Al-Kabi, who recently has transferred to ADNOC, and so his position will be held in an interim basis by Walid Al-Muhaidi, our Deputy CEO. The platform consists of 4 distinguished verticals and 1 unit which operates as a service provider to all 4. So UAE clusters, UAE industries, diversified assets in real estate and growth are the 4 verticals, and value creations is a team of professionals that are helping to optimize the portfolio in many different ways. A good example of the UAE investments platform activities could be Al Yasad communication company, which was made public in the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange in 2020 for a 40% of the company floated for a total raised of just above $730 million. Further cementing the role of Mubadala not only in producing these economic champions that generate employment and bring capabilities to the country, but also in channeling foreign direct investment and liquidity into the local stock markets. We've also got the disruptive investments platform. This is really where we look at high growth, breakthrough technologies and next generation companies. This platform is led by its CEO, Hani Barhush, and it also holds some of other investments such as our sovereign investment programs, which are bilateral programs in which we do investments in different countries. And of course, we've got some credit investments as well here. A good example of the disruptive investments activities could be our partnership for the long-term strategy with Silver Lake, which is a partnership that's expected to last around 25 years. Our investment in SoftBank is also a notable investment made by the disruptive investments platform. Direct investments platform, this is really where we leverage our long-term relationships with different entities and partners. And really, the direct investments platform is structured around sectors. So we have technology, consumer goods, life sciences, energy, etc. It is led by its CEO, Ahmed Yahya Al-Idrisi, and really a good example of direct investment is Global Foundries. Global Foundries is a company that Mubadala invested in more than 10 years ago, and it is really a testament to the long-standing partnership that Mubadala looks to develop with its partners. Global Foundries went through different cycles up to today, but it now has been established as one of the largest microchip producers in the world, semiconductor producers in the world, and it was made public in Nasdaq over 2021 for a valuation of over $27 billion. Finally, we've got the real estate and infrastructure investments platform. Here we look at real estate in 3 different ways. Traditional infrastructure, which could be your ports, airports, roads, and so on. Digital infrastructure, which is really network, connectivity, data storage. And then real estate, which is a globally diversified portfolio of properties that Mubadala have in different geographies and different asset classes. This platform is led by the platform CEO, Abdulla Al-Khubaisi. And a good example of an investment here, one that will resonate with the audience, is our recent investment in Geo Platforms, part of the Reliance Group. Geo Platforms we see as not only today one of the largest network providers in the world, but also with immense growth potential. And recently, its valuation has grown since our investment. This is in a nutshell how we're structured. In terms of geography, Mubadala hold offices in different regions around the world, Beijing, London, Moscow, New York, San Francisco, and Rio de Janeiro. We have investments in over 50 different countries, and through our portfolio, we are employing over 100,000 individuals across the world. This is the end of my presentation. I hope that it was useful. I'm really looking forward to meeting you in person. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ignacio. Our last speaker for today is Mohammed Al-Banali from the Growth and Strategy team at Hub 71, an ecosystem player providing startups with access to capital and markets.
Hub 71 is Abu Dhabi's global tech ecosystem, launched by the Abu Dhabi government to create and nurture a tech ecosystem. As of today, we have over 200 startups a part of our ecosystem, and we mainly support them with 4 main verticals. To start off with access to market, bringing in the right corporate and government entities to work closely with the startups and accelerate their expansion and growth within the local ecosystem. We've also launched a cross-border program, linking the ecosystems from Saudi Arabia all the way to North Africa and the sub-Saharan African countries to open up new markets for our startups to expand to. We support our startups with access to capital, bringing in the different stages of investors, from angel investors all the way to growth investors, and filling the capital ecosystem's gaps. We support our startups as well with access to talent, working with local and regional universities and platforms to ease up that process once startups are ready to scale, to really attract the right tech talent. And lastly, working with the regulators hand on hand to build the right framework and regulations for our startups, not just to set up, but as well to grow into the wider MENA ecosystem. Since inception, we've launched a program, the incentive program at Hub 71, which covers a setup cost for the startups, a more of a soft landing package, roughly 120,000 for our startups to set up offices, cover the tech license, health insurance, and so on. We've also launched a Ventures Lab program for the earlier entrepreneurs, working from ideation phase all the way to MVP stage that eventually feeds our incentive program. We also launched our third program, which is a scale-up program, catering to the later stage startups. Some of our startups in our community are growing to beyond your Series B and onwards that need more of a tailored support, hence why we developed the scale-up program. A quick snapshot of our numbers as of today. We're proud to say we have over 200 startups a part of our ecosystem across 20 sectors, 28 active VCs, and our startups have managed to raise since inception of around 3.2 billion dirhams in funding. Our startups as well has managed to get over 20 plus POCs from our corporate and government entities and created over 1,000 jobs in the local economy. We are a diverse ecosystem. We are sector agnostic, and we kept it sector agnostic to see organically which sectors work based on regulations and investors. Our biggest chunk from our portfolios is fintech, around 20% of the portfolio. Coming in second is health tech. We have over 190 nationalities a part of our ecosystem, which shows the diversity not just of Hub 71, but the UAE and Abu Dhabi in general. As we look to evolve our sectors as Hub 71, the last 3 years was a huge learning curve for Hub 71. As we move on to become more sector focused, really understanding which sectors became more mature than others, doubling down on fintech and health tech, bringing in the right corporate partners, government partners, the regulators, the growth funds to be a part of a center of excellence that focused on fintech. We're looking to also work on health tech as well, bringing in the regulators, the big hospitals, the blue chip companies, the investors to be a part of our ecosystem as we evolve into new sectors. The center of excellence is the next step of Hub 71. As we look into evolving specialized sectors in Abu Dhabi, understanding the value proposition of Abu Dhabi, and seeing how we can work with the right corporate partners from a global perspective and a local perspective. We're looking to bring in the right access to market players, whether it's for fintech or health tech or lodge tech and mobility and agri-tech. Bringing in the right growth funds to be a part of the center of excellence. The right talent access, whether they are universities or platforms to ease up that process. And at the center of the center of excellence, the regulator themselves supporting and facilitating the center of excellence for Hub 71. Lastly, I want to close off by one of the most important slides that we have in this presentation and one of the most important programs we have at Hub 71. We recently launched a cross-border program as we see the whole ecosystem, the MENA ecosystem, as one ecosystem and accessible through Abu Dhabi. We've launched a cross-border program with Saudi Arabia, having the right partners and regulators on ground, so facilitating the expansion of our startups into a new markets. We're working with Egypt, having the right players, corporates, investors, and regulators on ground, facilitating startups to grow into new markets. We're also looking at the sub-Saharan African countries and India and Pakistan as we see all this one ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. As we conclude this webinar, I would like to personally thank all of our wonderful speakers for their time and valuable insights. Just a reminder to submit all your questions in our Q&A box, and we will be getting back to you. One thing that I would like to leave you with today is that Abu Dhabi is truly open for business. We encourage innovators, entrepreneurs, and businesses of all sizes to come to Abu Dhabi and utilize the entire ecosystem with ADIO as your growth partner. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you've enjoyed this webinar. Have a great day ahead and stay safe.